Alright, as promised, I have this paper. This is what I was hoping to get to on Thursday, but we were unable to get this set up. So you all have these notes. These are the notes that I would use as a guide to help you if you get stuck on something. When you get your paper, the first thing that I want you to do is put your name on it. Please put your name on it so I know who this paper belongs to. And the next thing I want you to do is I want you to number them. So this is going to be problem number 1, problem number 2, problem number 3, problem number 4, and problem number 5. I know that you will have listened to this paper and followed these directions, because if you have done that, you're going to put a little heart right here. That's going to be my little signal that you were following directions. So when we look at number 1, again, the modeling, the shading did not show up properly. So you're going to need your highlighter or some light color. And the shading should have looked like this. We should have one whole model shaded here. Okay. And then the following model, we have 7 of these rods. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now that I've given you the shaded part, you need to go back and properly write the decimal that goes with this model and the fraction that goes with this model. Number 2, they gave you the fraction. You're going to go back and you're going to shade in the pieces that are needed, and then you're going to write the decimal. Remember, sometimes they might give you more than what is needed. They might give you more pieces than what's needed. They want to make sure that you can count carefully. Number 3, they have given you the decimal. You're going to shade in the picture that matches the decimal, and then you're going to write the fraction in correctly. Number 4, I'm going to guide you on this one because I realize it's been about 24 hours since you've looked at this paper. Yesterday, and we looked at the thousandths. So the very first thing I would do is, if I were solving this problem, is I would underline the places, and then I would label them. The 1 is in the ones place. This 1 is in the tenths place. The 2 is in the hundredths place. And the 5 is in the thousandths place. Now that I have these properly labeled, I can go and shade in my model. So when I see the number 1, the whole number 1, that means one whole model will be shaded. So I'm going to take my highlighter, going to shade in this model, and using a highlighter usually works quickly because it kind of has a good edge on it for shading. That takes care of my 1. And then for the rest of these, I'm going to associate my base 10 blocks. So remember, this would be my rods, which represent my tenths. These are my hundredths, and these are my thousandths. So when I go to the tenths place, I see the number 1. That means I need 1 rod shaded. So I'm going to take my highlighter, and I'm going to shade in that 1 rod. Perfect. When I go to the hundredths place, I have 2 units. So I need 2 units to represent the hundredths place. So I would zoom in, and I'm going to shade in 2 units. For my thousandths, I have the number 5, so I need to shade in 5 tiny little pieces to represent that 5. And now that I have my shading, I'm able to go back and write my fraction. For number 5, they've given you the fraction. It's your responsibility to shade in the fraction quantity correctly and then write that as a decimal. So that I know that you have listened to this paper and to this video carefully, I want you to write a little smiley face down here. I hope that this video was helpful, and I hope that you were able to get all of your work done in a timely fashion. Happy Friday, happy weekend.